We'll be right back. There were no survivors.
Hi there, and welcome to the Hardly Working Podcast, the show where we talk about life, love, and labor, hosted by the couple that works, plays, and stays together. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Kelly's husband. I'm SP. Welcome back, everybody.
Hi, SP.
If you're just joining us now, this is a different show. We were not going to have the normal emails and unpopular opinions because the show we just finished recording was so long that we had to split this in half. So if you missed that one, check it out on your wherever you find podcasts or YouTube. Check that out, or come on a wild ride with us right now as we jump into the second half of this episode.
Yep.
Now, jumping in, since we don't have emails and that kind of stuff to talk about, we wanted to bring you guys into some part of our life that we haven't yet, but for the sake of authenticity and transparency and just doing life together, whether you're truly in our lives in person or you feel like you're a part of our lives because you're listening and enjoying the show, we just wanted to share some stuff with you. So today was it was weird right before we were recording. I would say both of us had some odd energy. We were feeling frustrated. Is that the right way to say it?
I don't think frustrated is the right word.
Irritated?
Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
But let's give some context, shall we? So our daughter starts school this week, which is really exciting.
Yep, in a couple days.
In a couple days. And we love our daughter's school so much. It's a great school, truly, truly is. But it's been interesting getting back to school. You know, we just found out what class she's in. We just got to meet the teacher today, and she starts school in 2 days. And there are they've been 2 of every class. So 2 kindergarten classes, 2 first grade, 2 second. She's now in 3rd grade. And so the kids kind of get split between the classes, and we're learning slowly but surely that a lot of Brooklyn's friends, like her close friends, have been put in the other class. And so I've kind of been scrambling to be like, okay, like what kids will she know in this classroom that she feels comfortable with, that she knows, that she's been friends with before. It's kind of a mixed pot of like people. But there's one particular little girl in this class with her that I struggle. She's not our favorite. She's had, you've said it, she's had a tough time of it. But I'm very protective of our daughter. I think you are too, and kind of the influences in her life. And so I think for me, it's it's an uncomfortable feeling. It's like a...
Yeah, so I'll jump in. The issue of like, what class will she be in? Does she have her friends? Like, that's just a normal issue that kids have.
For sure.
That's not a problem. Totally fine. Yeah, where we got a little bit of the rub was the particular student that is in the class with her this year was in the class with her last year, and there was an incident that came up. I got a call from the school during like midday, and they were like, hey, we have you. Well, first of all, it's always scary to get a call from the school and, you know, the time we live in. So it's like nothing, you know, no one was hurt. Like, okay, good. But we got a call and they're like, hey, we have your daughter here. She's, you know, she's in the office because an incident happened. And the incident essentially was her and a couple of her friends were all in the restroom in their stalls, individual stalls, using the bathroom. And there was this particular student had come in, and not only was she like banging on the doors, but she was looking through the little space between,
that space,
that little space that like, if you could, like, if you wanted to, you could look through, but no one does because you wouldn't do that. Well, this child was doing that, at least to Brooklyn, and I think the other girls too, which obviously is not appropriate. And so we got the call there. Frankly, I was relieved that it wasn't something, you know, worse. Yeah. But still, we had to have the conversation with our kid of what it means to have boundaries and what it means to have your privacy violated. Yeah. And how it's not okay that happened to you and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I think the tricky thing is that she was separated in this new class from her core group of friends, but still in a class with the child that there was an incident with. Yeah. And
Brooklyn's 8. So like things are pretty much day to day. So best
friends today. Yeah. Never hanging out with you tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. And, which is great. Sorry, I just hit that microphone, which is great because it means that she can like, you know, something can go wrong and the next day she can come back and be like, it's a new day. Like it's totally fine. But it can also be bad, as in this case where this big thing happened where we had to have a conversation. All the parents got together. We all talked about it with Brooklyn, without Brooklyn. But she's quickly gone back to like, this person is my best friend.
Yeah, so I think Brooklyn and I are wired really similarly, which is really like really loving, really welcoming, really forgiving,
Yeah.
really
Yep.
compassionate, really attractive.
Yeah.
Thank you. But what happens is sometimes when there's a person who has been ostracized from everyone else because everyone else has maybe better boundaries than I or Brooklyn do, that person starts coming closer to you because you're still kind and welcoming and that kind of stuff. And we saw a lot of that today between the two of them, including like physical affection and attention. Like the student would come up and grab Brooklyn by the arm or hold her hand and take her places, which was odd, but not crazy. We see that with Brooklyn.
Yeah.
What was more troubling was like the kid pulled out a cell phone. Keep in mind, these kids are like 8. And
Third
so
grade, yeah.
third grade, and you could see anything on a cell phone, and she doesn't. Brooklyn doesn't have a phone, not a smartphone or anything. So there was a bit of fear of like, oh man, like you're not supposed to have phones at the school, which is good, but I'm like, I don't know what this child's going to show her, expose her to.
Yeah.
And to put them together in the class was troubling enough for all of us. We had a great conversation, me, you, her mom, Whitney. We're all on the same page. And I'm really grateful that all 4 of us, John wasn't there, but all 4 of us have, particularly when it comes to stuff like this,
Yeah.
good communication about it. Like we're always typically on the same page with stuff like this. So all of that was great, but we were all feeling pretty uncomfortable just seeing all of it happen at the same time.
Yeah. It's an interesting experience. I watched the whole thing go down. So I watched the way that this child chose to interact with her parent and ask for a said phone, and the way she pulled Brooklyn all over the place. It's just an icky feeling.
Yeah.
And it's hard to separate the kid from the trauma.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, you as parents, it's our responsibility to teach our kids and to help them learn how to be the best human they can be.
Mm-hmm.
But not every parent is equipped to do that at the time in life that they have a kid, because of maybe they're going through something difficult, or they haven't learned yet themselves. And I think this kid's just been dealt a hard,
tough hand. And to clarify, not that anyone is probably bothered by this, but this is not that kid's fault. She's just in a tough situation. But also, like, I have a lot of empathy for that, as does Brooklyn. But I never want to have so much empathy that it's at the expense of my kid.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so it's, like we were talking with one of our friends who was putting their new baby in childcare, and like one of the people that she was the main childcare person didn't speak English, which normally isn't a problem, but when trying to communicate something about like to them or them to you about your infant, your 6-month-old baby, like could be troubling. So how do you have that awkward conversation to be like, it's just, I'm not comfortable in this specific situation with what's happening. You are not a bad person. I don't think anything poorly of you. It's a similar thing with what we're dealing with Brooklyn and this kid is like, I don't think it's this kid's fault. I don't even think this is a bad kid. I think this kid's been dealt a difficult hand.
Yeah.
And when it comes to keeping us keeping our kids safe, it's a little bit stressful to think about the situation that she's in to the extent that I pulled her aside as soon as we like transitioned to something else at the school. And I was like, hey, had the conversation about cell phones. Like there's a lot of stuff on the internet on people's phones that you should not see, that you don't want to have seen. Mm-hmm. And you might not even know that it's going to be shown to you. So we had to have that conversation. And then later on, as we saw this child, like grabbing Brooklyn by the hand or like holding her and different stuff like that, had to have the conversation of like, remember, it is your body. You can say that, no, please don't pick me up. I don't want to hold hands. You should be able to stand up for yourself. And I want you to do that because that's the only way things will change. But Brooklyn, it really meets it with like, no, like,
I like it.
She's my best friend. Yeah. And she's not. This kid is not her best friend.
Yeah.
Like, not like we won't let her, like they're not. It's
like there are other people that are, that she talks to and has like FaceTime play dates with. Yeah. And this is not one of them.
And I think Brooklyn's wired so much like me, which is peacekeeper, make sure everyone's okay and happy, that I think she kind of sticks up like for what happens.
Yeah.
Which I think is sweet, but can also put you in like a victim mentality place too, when ultimately something bad happens to you. And you're like, no, it was just me. I shouldn't have done blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, it's not that. It's because you let yourself be in this situation and this person harmed you.
Yeah.
And it just, all of these things kind of compound. So we've had to have some conversations with Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And biological mom, Whitney's going to have some more conversations with her.
Yeah. She's also just learning boundaries right now too. The interesting part of this week is we talked to Brooklyn about adult words versus like kid words. There's no bad word. Well, there are some bad words in our house, but those are the bad words that you can imagine that
They're
are
hate
like
speech.
Hate speech. Yeah. We don't call it curse words, bad words. They're just adult words because you can't use them yet. But it's been an interesting week in our household. Taylor Swift was a big deal. You know, she went to the Taylor Swift concert, as did we. And Taylor Swift definitely uses some adult words, especially in her new stuff. It's been an interesting week of Brooklyn maybe hearing an adult word and then repeating it, and us having to be like, that's an adult word. Her being like, yeah, this word is an adult word. And she'll say it. And I'm like, yeah. But that means you can't say it.
Yeah, it's tricky.
So it's been a weird.
Yeah. So I was raised, you would get in trouble if you used, we called them cuss words or curse words.
Yeah.
You were the same, I imagine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we didn't. But with Brooklyn, we took a totally different approach. Like Kelly explained, like bad people would use bad words. So they're not bad words. They're adult words. Like there's certain things you can't do. You can't drive till you're 16. You can't drink till you're 21. Certain things you don't do until you hit a certain age. And I like that Brooklyn can be, I won't say it because we don't have an explicit podcast, at least not at this point. So I don't want to say the words, but she'll see it. I'll be scrolling on my phone and she'll be like, oh yeah, adult word, F word, but she'll say it. And I'm like, yep. And then she'll be like, I knew that. It was, and then she'd say the word again. And Kelly picked up on that. I kind of loved it because I'm like, it's taking away the power of these words.
For sure. And I see that too.
But also, I do think that it was a blend of like, yep, I'm saying the word so you know that I know it's not a bad word, but also I'm saying the word.
Yeah. And I think she's just in that stage of learning. But I think that is also will contribute to like how she learns how to interact with friends and how she makes friends and how she learns how to, stand up for people and all of that stuff. But it is interesting. I didn't tell you, but when we were celebrating my dad, we were talking about our shoes. And we were going, shoes. And she was like, shiz. Shiz. And I was like, yeah, let's not say that one. And she was like, why not? Shiz. And I had to tell her what the adult word was. And then she said it again. And I was like, yeah, that's the adult word. Like, don't say it anymore. I'm all for her saying it and getting used to the way it feels in her mouth, like the word actually coming out of her mouth, and like knowing what it is. But it's also, like I said, I think she's just learning her boundaries of like, what can and can't she say and what can and can't she do? And like, what is and isn't okay for her right now as she's entering into third grade and she's an 8-year-old. She's a third grader now. It's all this new and exciting stuff.
I love kind of this approach to parenting. I know everybody's got different approaches, but like this has been so good for us and for her. I love the idea of taking the power away from things.
Oh, yeah.
I think things like drinking, drugs, sex, when you're like growing up, they're villainized often. Like,
all the time,
You can't, you shouldn't, and it's bad, and here's all the reasons. And I think there's a lot of health to knowing all the bad reasons.
Yeah.
But then you're going to have friends enter your life or romantic interests that are going to push those boundaries, and it's going to be exciting because you don't know what's on the other side of that. Drinking's a good example. Brooklyn, to my knowledge, has never had any type of alcohol.
No.
And I didn't either until I was 21. But, because I was a good boy. But I understand now as an adult why people would be like, yeah, my dad gave me a sip of his beer as a kid.
That was me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Or like, I'm allowed to drink at my house or something like that, which I thought was ridiculous because I used to see things as very black and white. But now I realize that it takes some of the power and even the allure away from it. Like, Brooklyn's not going to hide curse. She might, but let's take the drinking example. If we were like, this is what a beer is, try it, whatever, she's going to be less likely to be offered something by a friend and be like, oh, this is really exciting. What is this going to be like? She's already going to know because she had that experience in a safe place, and it's no longer something that is magical, mystical, mysterious, and enticing. You know what I mean? And same thing with like the curse words. Curse words aren't a big deal for most of us because we're all adults and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But as a kid, it does have a lot of power. And I just don't want things to be, I don't want her to be powerless to things.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. And I think you know that. I mean, I think it's not just about those things, although I could talk about those things. But I think that's why I get her a lot of like a kid's book about, you name it, body image, racism, I haven't gotten her any about school shootings or anything like that.
Can we talk about that? Well, they do have those.
They do.
For people who don't know what those books are that have kids, can you explain it a little bit? Because they've been great for us.
It's amazing. There's a company called A Kid's Book About. That's what it's A Kid's Book About Co. And they basically have experts come in and write books for kids. And so it's readable for kids. I can't tell you how many times I've walked into Brooklyn's room and she has read a kid's book about you name it. And we have a couple. We have a kid's book about empathy, body image, racism, bullying. There's a couple, anger.
Yeah, I mean, I was specifically
boredom.
Boredom's a great one if you're looking for somewhere to start.
They
Boredom's
can color
great.
that one, but it is truly a great book if you're looking for. If you're trying to explain something to your kid and you don't know how, I would go to A Kid's Book About Co. and see if they have something on it. We got her a book on Alzheimer's.
Yeah, so
because
that's what I was
one of her grandparents has it. And I remember before, the reason why I got her the book is because before it, she was talking about how it was sometimes scary to be over there, or, she didn't really understand. And I remember her being like, oh yeah, I understand it. Like sometimes she feels scared and alone and misunderstood. Like I understand so much more because she read the book
on her own,
and she understood it. So it is a great resource if you're looking for something. I think it takes the power away from a lot of things and allows the kid to have power because it's said to them in a way that makes sense. So again, from a person who's an expert on it, and there's topics that cover everything.
Yeah. Did you say kid's book about emotions? Did you say that one?
No, I didn't. That one
because that one's a really good one too.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a teenager, or in our case, we have an 8-year-old who is incredible, but also struggles with managing big emotions.
Yeah,
she can identify them pretty well
for the most part.
Yeah, but managing them is tough. So having a book like this was really helpful because it's not just like sit down and read a book. I wouldn't say all of them are interactive, but it's more like a kid's book. It has illustrations. It has, giant writing on one page and tiny writing on another page. It
talks to them like they're a kid.
Yeah, exactly. But not pandering or talking down to them or anything. So definitely if you have an issue with a kid and with your kid, don't do this for other people's kids. If you have an issue with your kid, just go on Amazon and type A Kid's Book About and then whatever it is.
I don't know that it's on Amazon. You can check it on Instagram and they have their
Google.
own. Yeah, it's there. It's great. And they sometimes have like the authors read the books too. And they do offer some free ones.
Oh, good.
Sometimes too that you can download like onto your iPad if you have like, I don't remember what it's called. Not like Amazon kid stuff, but you know what I mean? Like
Kindle or something like that.
Something like that.
But if you have any, like, I'm just going to throw out a couple different things. Like you can look up Kids Book About. I'm not saying that these all exist, but so many do. Anxiety, depression.
Those are both.
We have those, I think.
Yeah.
ADHD, fear, whatever it is. There's
a kid's book about God. There's a kid's book
about sexuality. I think there's so much stuff, and not everything you're going to agree with. If you have a very specific worldview about God or sexuality, like don't just hand it to your kid because that might not be the way that you want to parent your kid. But if there is something that your kid's struggling with, this is a great little resource.
Yep.
Buy it, read it.
It's amazing.
Use the code hardly working.
There is not a sponsor, but it is great. It's a great company.
It is really cool. Well, thank you guys for listening to kind of our days with our kid. Yeah. And just hopefully you got something out of that too. I'm sure we're not the only people going through those similar situations, but we are going to change gears here a little bit. I'm told that you've prepared something for the podcast. Is that correct?
I have no fun facts with Kelly this week.
No fun facts?
No, maybe some sprinkled in.
Okay, I hope so. Did you know Brooklyn gave... So to get a feel for our kid, she wanted so badly to record a podcast.
Yeah.
So not before this one, because we recorded a podcast for this one, but before that one, Brooklyn and I recorded a podcast for a half hour.
Did she give fun facts?
She gave 4 fun facts.
Oh, that's fun.
4.
You'll have to go listen. No, you can't listen to that podcast.
No, that one we're keeping for the family.
That's okay.
For now.
That's fun. She's following in my footsteps.
She is. You got some shout outs in there. Okay. So no fun facts, but what do we got today?
Would you rather?
That is hilarious. I did Would You Rather with Brooklyn.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Well, we're doing it adult style, I guess. I don't know.
After dark?
I don't know. But here we go.
All right.
And I want your thoughts. I might ask you some questions. We might just hit them. I don't know. Play at home. It's fun. Would you rather have an automated home or a self-driving car?
What's an automated home?
Like an Alexa home that you can say, Alexa, do this. Close the shutters. Lock the door.
We already have that.
It doesn't lock our door. It doesn't close our shutters.
Don't tell too many
doesn't-
people too much stuff. They'll be on it at our doors.
I know. Well, they don't know where we live. But
2252
what would you?
Sepulveda Boulevard.
Oh my gosh, what would you prefer? Self-driving car, automated home?
Self-driving car.
Automated home.
I mean, it's wrong, but
I mean, you're wrong.
look,
You want to get a Tesla and not even get the self-driving feature because why?
because my wife doesn't want me to spend $16,000 on it.
Yeah, but what's the point? I would rather have a house that I could be like, do this for me, start the laundry.
I just
do
don't
this,
think
that.
we're there technologically yet.
Yeah, I know, but this
When
isn't
we tell
an imaginary world. Would you have an automated?
this is an imaginary
like
world.
think of Smart Home. You remember that Disney Channel movie? Was it Smart House?
No, nerd.
I don't even know if that's what it's
don't
called.
remember that. But okay, wait, this is a fictitious world?
I don't know.
So where does it end?
I'm
What
just-
does the smart home not do for me? Does it make me bowls of ice cream?
I don't know.
Does it put my sweatpants on? I don't have sweatpants.
I don't know.
What does it do?
I don't know. I'm just asking. Would you want an automated,
Animated home, for sure.
or a self-driving car?
I would go self-driving car because I just don't see anything yet that a house could do for me that our house doesn't already do. I'd like an ice maker.
We have one.
Yeah, I know, but it's external.
Got it. You want it in the
I
freezer.
want it just to happen.
Okay.
Wait, you would pick smart home then?
I would pick Smart Home
Why?
because I live in my home more than I drive in my car.
We drive in our car a lot. We drive every other week 120 miles every day.
That's true. I just don't have. I if I'm in a car, I like to drive. I like to be in control.
That you could still drive it.
But
That's
what's
like
the point
saying
of having a self-driving car if you're going to drive it? What is the point? I'd rather have a house that can do things for me.
you'd have it just in case.
Oh my gosh.
For road trips, long trips.
No.
For scrolling while you drive. While you don't drive.
I
'cause
couldn't
you're
do
scrolling.
that though. I literally couldn't do that. I would have to pay attention to the road.
Not true, because you're a passenger in the car most of the time.
Yeah, but
you're
if-
totally fine.
Yeah, because but how many times am I like, babe, heads
A
up.
lot, but that's because I'm a bad driver.
You're not a bad driver. I just pay attention a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
It'd be hard for me. In my house, I can like calm down and be okay. And I could use the help. If I'm like smart home, boil some water.
look, if it's smart home, clean the kitchen, smart home, do the laundry, I'd be into that.
Yeah,
But that's not a smart home. Smart home doesn't fold your laundry.
that's my smart home.
Smart home can't lift a dish.
My smart home.
No. All right. What's the next
Okay.
one?
Next one. Would you rather be snowed in or trapped in an elevator?
Snowed in.
Really?
Oh, 100%.
That's what I would say too.
Trapped in an elevator is terrible.
Any guesses how long someone was trapped in like the longest time someone's been trapped in an elevator for?
You looked it up?
I did.
Wow. Fun
Fun
fact.
facts. I told you some
So
fun
fun.
facts.
We hit the microphone.
I know.
72 hours.
That's too long.
7 hours.
That's too short.
17 hours.
That's too short. Let me know when you give up.
24 hours.
Longer.
32.
Longer.
All right. It's fun for me, but
You're
no
getting
one
close.
listening is having fun.
41
listening to this.
hours. A man was
41?
trapped in an elevator in New York City. He had gone out for a cigarette break and then he came back in, was going up to whatever floor he needed to get on and got trapped in the elevator. He said the worst part about being trapped in an elevator was not having any water to drink.
But he had all the cigarettes he needs.
And there you go.
That's why don't smoke, folks.
Yep.
It will trap you in an elevator. I have a question about the elevator.
Yeah. I'm not sure that I have an answer.
Oh, you'll have an answer.
Okay.
Have you seen anything, television, movies, news, or otherwise, where people have been stuck in an elevator, but they're like halfway between floors? So like
Oh, yeah.
there's like
No.
a 2-foot gap
The answer is no.
where they could like slide through.
No.
See, I always thought yes, but I think you're right. No, I would do it.
Have you ever seen, oh my gosh, what's the name of this movie? Have you ever seen, what's that movie where someone has a premonition about what's going to happen and then none of it happens, but everyone ends up dying?
Final
Have you ever seen Final
Destination.
Destination?
No.
There is literally a scene in this.
In the elevator?
Yes, where it gets trapped. And maybe does it get trapped? But she gets her head chopped off. Sorry.
Spoilers. Like,
It's
you
an
know what,
old. It's like one of the first ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's like a bunch of them.
Yeah, but literally, and no. You just don't. You even if you're nope, unless the firefighters tell you to, then you do it. Or if the elevator is going to fall because it's holding on barely and the wires are going to snap, then yeah, take your chances. You probably have a better chance trying to jump to the other thing. But stay in the elevator. Someone will eventually come and help. Unless you're that poor lady that passed out in the elevator recently.
What? You have a lot of elevator knowledge.
I don't remember where it was, but a bunch of people got stuck in an elevator and they called like the attendant person to help them, and they refused to call 911 because they didn't want to pay for it. And then the lady passed out in the elevator.
Who didn't want to pay for it?
The hotel or whatever they were staying at. They were like, a service, we're sending our people to go and help you, but they wouldn't call the fire department. Why the people in the elevator didn't call the fire department? Because a couple months back this happened again.
There's a button for it.
No, that calls a person that works for the elevator company.
It has a fire hat on it.
I don't think it's for that. I think it's
What?
I don't know. Let's look it up.
What could it be for?
I don't to call someone to come and help you. But anyways,
the hotel, like, yes, are you trapped in the
I think it might be the elevator service people. I don't know
why they're French.
I don't know why either. But also, I think the answer is snowed in because the ice can be used as water. And also, you're in your whole entire house. So
I forgot the question.
Because you got lost in my fun facts. It never ends.
I love it. We were like, here's the answer, but here's why not the answer is not the answer.
But it's fun facts, guys. If you get,
Wow.
Elevators. Am I right?
Wow. I've got some questions about this though.
Wait, also, I've actually known someone that got stuck in an elevator because when I worked at the place I used to work at, when I worked at Shepherd, someone got stuck in the elevator that we have there
Didn't
too.
know there was an elevator there.
Yeah, it goes down to like the basement. It goes up to the second floor too.
All elevators go up and down.
Yeah. But I
That's
understand why
work.
you wouldn't know. But yes. So anyways, elevators. Stay
That
away.
was the whole story?
Yeah. I can't remember how long they were trapped in there for. It was a long time ago. But
41 hours is what I heard.
No. Anyways, what were you going to ask?
Okay, look, it's so obvious that it would be snowed in because you could die being snowed in after a long time.
Well,
freezing, not having food or water, stuck in an elevator, that's imminent death at any moment.
but wait, where do you imagine you're snowed in at?
Arrowhead.
Yeah, but what if you were snowed in your car?
That wasn't the question.
I know. I'm just saying.
How would I be snowed? Did I fall asleep in my car?
I don't know. I also think that I'd be snowed in Arrowhead at like
Did I fall
cabin.
asleep in my car in Denver?
I don't know. I'm just saying. I was just saying. It could be worse. Anyway, you ready for the next?
No, I'm not ready. No, because I would absolutely get snowed in. Because in this situation, I'm assuming there's power and Wi-Fi still. It's going to be a fun day. Even if there's not, we'd still make it through.
Yeah.
Although my toesies are kind of cold right now and it's unpleasant. I'm like, I don't think I'd make it in a snowed in situation.
If you had a blanket, you would be fine.
So,
and a fire.
I actually don't think I have those in my car because I'm snowed in my car for some reason.
Yeah, I have a blanket in the car.
Okay, listen.
We have a couple blankets in our car.
We actually have a lot.
They're movie theater blankets. We take them into every movie that we go to.
We do. We take blankets
There
in
are
the movie
bougie
theaters.
airplane blankets. Don't judge us. Judge us.
Oh, gosh. Okay, so here's my real question.
Okay, and then I'm going to keep going.
Two
with my
questions.
Would you rathers.
Yes. How many? Do you have a lot of these or a little of
1,
these?
2, 3, 4, 5 left. So that's why I'm.
Snap.
Yeah.
I am taking my sweet time.
I know. I was like, I got a lot more.
Okay, before we go to the next one.
Yep.
When you think Final Destination deaths from the movies,
Yeah.
what one or ones stand out to
Okay,
you?
first of all, I think I've only seen one because it was enough for me.
But I don't think I've seen any of them. I've seen clips of one, but I've seen the trailers, which is enough. And also, if you have little kids listening, this is definitely the part of the show.
This is not the part of the
pause.
show to listen to.
But we'll move on soon. So what is it?
Listen, I truly only think I've seen one of them. And I used to love scary movies. I cannot watch them anymore.
No.
I cannot. But I mean, which one doesn't stand out? Someone got impaled by a pole when they were driving. It went straight through them.
That's one of mine.
Yeah.
Okay, let me paint the picture though.
You don't want to
It
hear
is
the rest.
on the freeway.
Yeah.
Behind a truck that's carrying those chopped logs.
Yeah.
And so those fall off.
Mm-hmm.
I believe long pieces of rebar fell off and went through. So now every time I'm on the freeway and see that, of course, I immediately think of it.
Yeah. The elevator one is one for me. It's because a guy, for some reason, had a ton of hooks. Like that's what he was doing, and it got caught in her hair.
Is there a killer in the movie?
No. He was just a person on the elevator. And
With hooks?
He may have had a hook for, I don't know. It might have been an umbrella.
Edward Hook for hands?
No, I can't remember, but it got caught in her hair and she freaked out. And so it pulled her hair and then her head got cut off. I also have a hard time. This is
the
why
way you ended that story.
it's a lot for me. It's also why when like you stick your hand in the garbage disposal,
the
I have
other
a
one.
hard time.
Yes.
Is because I always think about the movie and how it all of a sudden gets randomly turned on.
Yes.
It's why whenever you're there, I always step really far away out of the kitchen because I'm like, I'm not going to be the reason that it gets turned on.
Yeah, I am always the one who has to put my hand in the disposal.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the way that scene ends, though, a lot of stuff happens to that
Because it
poor
doesn't
woman.
happen in the first. Like, it doesn't happen at first.
They tease you a lot.
They do.
But yes, ultimately her hand goes in there.
My dad's going to hate this part of this because he hates scary
Skip
movies.
forward like 60 seconds. But the way I think that woman ultimately goes is she's like incapacitated on the floor. I think maybe even the oven line, the gas line is like broken. There's a fire because like a dish towel maybe caught on fire from a candle.
who knows?
So it's going to like blow up. She's bleeding everywhere. And she's on the floor and reaches up for a dish towel to grab it. And it's on top of the knife block.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what happens. It gets pulled down and she gets, I think she ends her life.
It's a terrible.
By that. I don't even want to say it.
It's a terrible movie. Don't
Okay.
watch them. There's like a million of them, but they're terrible. And they'll make you just imagine crazy things that are going to happen
That's
when
true.
they're not going to.
Good news though, the worst part's over. So now
I
kids can
remembered
listen
another
again,
one.
and so can your dad.
I remember another one, but I'm not going to say it.
Okay, no, they can't listen yet. What is it?
He was in the dentist chair.
No, that sounds terrible. The dentist is already hard.
Yeah. But they have their mouth wide open because they're about to do work, but they have the thing above, and then something goes down and gets stuck in their throat. And
Oh my gosh.
They suffocate.
Kelly,
Yeah.
I know I told you this, but you didn't want to see the video. I watched a video of a person pour peroxide in someone's ear, and a big spider came out of their ear. Uh-huh. Yep. It was like between the size of a nickel and a quarter.
No.
And someone was like, I felt something in my ear. And they poured it in. And then
it comes right
the
out.
spider's like, oh my God, what's happening?
That's what they do.
Yeah,
That's real
so
though, because bugs
that's
can
real.
get in your ears, guys.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow. Ooh.
If you're welcome back to everyone that skipped forward a ton.
Spiders
You're
in
good
your
now.
ears.
I'm giving a thumbs up for everyone to know that you're good.
Spiders in your ears.
No more. Stop it.
Paper cuts on your eyes.
All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
Would you rather be a world famous magician, but none of your magic is real?
That's what world famous magicians are. Okay.
Or a small town magician, but all of your magic is real?
And you have to be small town magician.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's real. It's real.
it's like-
this isn't a world where magic is real. You're Harry Potter. You're literally Harry Potter, but
it's
you
like
can
when
only
Jesus
ever be in
like
a small
healed
town.
someone. He was like, don't tell anybody about
Yeah.
this. Can't have this blowing up.
Yeah. So do you want to be like a fake magician,
Yeah. 100%.
like David Copperfield?
Or
Is that his name?
Or name any famous
Or
magician.
be like Harry Potter and be real.
Harry Potter is not a small town magician.
But
he's the most known
but you
magician
would-
in the whole
You
world.
would be as good as him. That's what I'm saying. Like you could actually do real magic.
Okay.
You could travel places like that.
spoilers. Harry's not that good at magic.
Okay, Hermione Granger.
Better example.
Yeah. Dumbledore.
Dumbledore.
Voldemort
No.
if he was good.
Look, I need the attention. And I would absolutely, I would be a professional magician now.
Yeah, I would be
if
a
I
small.
had the skills.
For the record, I'd be a small town Hermione Granger.
She's just a small town Hermione.
That's right, because then you could think of all the things you could do. You don't have to stay in the small town forever. You can travel the world and do a bunch of stuff and do it all with real magic.
But you can't be big time. It is part of it. You
But
cannot become big time.
I don't
you
want
have
to be big
like,
time.
don't record this.
I'd probably be okay. I'd
Why?
be happy because I'd have magic. I could do whatever I wanted with magic.
What would you do in your small town? Would you
I would
fix
travel
water
the
supply?
world. I'm from a small town.
Yeah, okay. And then
Doesn't mean I can't go anywhere else and be anywhere else. I
Well,
could travel
what'd
the
you do?
world. I would literally travel the world.
that's your magic? Is your magic making money appear to pay for world travel?
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Thanks. All right, ready?
No, because that was the wrong answer. Okay.
You can be a big time magician, and
Thank
then I'll
you.
be the real
I
magician.
plan on it.
Good for you.
Thank you.
You ready for the next one?
So right.
I have 3 more.
Okay, hit me with them.
Would you rather get lost in Atlantis or Bermuda Triangle?
Atlantis.
Yeah, that's my answer too. That's
Because
the only
Atlantis
answer,
is real.
guys. At
I'm
least it
assuming that
was.
I can breathe in Atlantis.
Yeah. Let's say it's real. Yeah.
Yeah, the Bermuda Triangle is real.
You don't want to figure out what's in where everyone goes in the Bermuda Triangle?
I'm sorry, where everyone goes to die?
I don't
No
know.
one's like, I just had a great vacation in the Bermuda Triangle.
Do you know that more than 50 ships and airplanes have been lost in the Bermuda Triangle?
Fun fact. You lied to me.
Yeah, I did. I have some.
Did you know there's another Bermuda-style triangle
Is it the Michigan?
in Michigan?
We talked about this already.
Here on the podcast?
Pretty sure.
It's probably because we've done so many 100 episodes, I can't remember what we talked about. Yeah. You know why there's a Bermuda Triangle?
Well, what?
Why there's a Bermuda Triangle?
Thank you. Yep.
Aliens.
Which are real.
Yeah, apparently.
As somebody proved to us recently that I can't remember who.
I mean,
Through
look,
us through some metal.
Giovanni Stephanopoulos on Ancient Aliens has been trying to tell us this for a
Giorgio.
long time. Giorgio
Tsoukalos.
We nailed it. I
Yep.
got it right the first time. He's been trying to tell us this forever.
Extraterrestrials.
It's a bunch of
If you've
extraterrestrials.
never seen it, that's exactly how he says it.
None of them
Extraterrestrials.
extraterrestrials.
But I agree. Atlantis. I've always thought Atlantis really
100%.
cool. Did you see the animated film Atlantis?
Journey to Atlantis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of my
You
favorites.
see Aquaman?
No.
Me either.
Mm.
Not worth it.
Nope.
I stand with Johnny Depp.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew it. I too stand with Johnny.
That's a free plug for Netflix.
Depp versus Heard. If
Yep.
you weren't watching the trial like a crazy person last year, like I
Yeah.
was, get the hot takes on Depp versus Heard or whatever it's called. I don't know.
That's a good
the
slogan.
highlights.
That's good. A really good ad.
Thank
That's
you.
a good ad. All right, what's
All
next?
right, two more.
Hit me with it.
Would you rather lose all of your memories from birth to now
Okay.
and then be able to make memories, or lose your ability to make new memories?
100% lose my memories from birth till now.
Yeah, I think I'm the same.
Yeah. I can think of some that I'd like to lose.
Yeah.
Stat.
But then would you remember that you still love me?
It might take some convincing.
How much convincing?
I don't know, because I have the memories of loving you and the current feeling of loving you.
You better have the feeling of it still. You don't have to have the memory to have the feeling.
Well, I don't know the rules of this. Am I having this snowed in a car?
What?
Am I also snowed in a car in
Yep.
this situation?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Yeah, no, definitely burn the old memories. I think we should all burn our old
You don't
memories
remember
anyway.
anything about Brooklyn when she was a baby?
I have a podcast with Brooklyn now. I don't need
Just one.
memories. Just one episode.
Yeah, you're not gonna remember.
But I have photos of that too.
Yeah, I guess you could keep those, but you wouldn't remember what was happening in the photos. You would just be looking at the photos going, I think that's my kid.
This looks like my child eating ice cream. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
Is this photo lying to me?
I don't know.
No, I would definitely burn my memories. You'd burn yours too?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I want to make new ones with you.
Yeah, I'd start day one with you right now.
Yeah. Aw. I do like high fives.
I wonder what happens on the audio when we high five.
I wonder if they hear
I
it.
think
Let
it's
us know.
just silence. People are like, why do they take a weird 3
We
second
should
pause?
go. High five.
Clap. All right, how many more? One more?
One more, but here's
Good,
the deal.
because I've got stories too.
Okay. But this one is before you answer, I have some suggestions.
Suggestions or caveats?
No, suggestions.
Okay.
Would you rather spend $5,000
Yes.
on traveling or on a physical item like a TV?
No doubt you've got some caveats and stuff here because I think you already know my answer.
I don't know.
Okay,
Actually,
so what
I'm
are your
curious.
clarifications?
So here's the deal. Well, what are you leaning towards?
TV.
Okay, that is what I thought.
Yeah.
But before you say TV, I just wanted to give you some items that were in the $5,000 range for you to see what you could spend money on if you chose to go.
$5,000 for travel?
No.
Wait. So I don't have to buy a TV. Just $5,000 on something?
Yeah, it was like
Oh,
$5,000
definitely that
on an
then.
item like a TV.
$5,000.
$5,000.
500, I'm out.
$5,000 on an item like a TV. So
Okay.
here, I just want to give you some options for some great things you can buy.
Okay, I got this.
Okay, so you could purchase an inflatable life-size Twister game
Yes.
for
I would do that.
$2,000.
Yes.
You could also purchase the human bowling ball.
Sticking with Twister.
Okay.
What's next?
A pop-up hot tub, inflatable hot tub.
Yeah, forget Twister. We are inflating the hot tub.
Before you choose to do that, you could live like a hobbit and you could buy your own little hobbit home.
Is it in New Zealand?
No. You can
It's
put it in
here?
your backyard.
I'm
It's a
still sticking with
playhouse.
jacuzzi.
Okay.
Oh, wait, it's a playhouse?
Yeah.
How much is it?
$4,695.
Hot tub.
Okay. And then for the low price of exactly $5,000, you can soak in an Evian water-filled hot tub or bathtub. Would you like that one?
See, I'm between hot tub and bathtub. Huh?
It is complemented with daisies and a smorgasbord of extravagant snacks.
Look, if you know anything about me, even just the smallest thing, you know that smorgasbords are what I do.
So you do the Evian-filled bathtub?
Heck no, I'm sticking with hot tub.
Okay.
What would you? There's more?
You could rent a celebrity for
Ew,
$5,000.
that sounds dirty.
I don't know that it's that.
Rent a celeb. Is there? And did any celebrities come up on the list?
They specifically mention the American Idol contestant William Hung.
Oh,
She
for
bang,
$5K?
she bang, yeah.
That's a steal.
You can indulge for a year. You could get a 1-year subscription to things like a wine club. Oh no, you could do all of these things. A wine club, fresh meal for a family of 3 times a week. Stylist handpicked box of items. So you could get a bunch of stuff, like a bunch of subscriptions.
5,000 is not going to get you that far. Plus, I need to eat more than 3 times a week.
Okay. You could skip waiting in lines for a year.
How? Is there like a universal fast pass?
Pay a line waiter around $25 an hour to stand in lines for you.
You know, I wouldn't want that, but I might do it as a career.
And the last one is you could stay at a 3-bedroom villa at the Mirage Hotel.
No, hot tub. What's your answer?
I would go on a trip.
Okay, but I want to hear about that. But what would you have picked from the items?
A hot tub.
Yeah, let's get a hot tub.
Yeah, hot tub, baby.
Now we just need to find a way to make $5,000.
I would pick a trip, but I thought
Okay.
you might know that about me.
Oh, of course.
But I also planned, like our honeymoon was under $5,000.
We were pretty frugal, and we went to a lot of places.
And to give the people at home an understanding of what we did, I mean, we were there for a little over 2 weeks.
Mhm.
We did London,
Yep.
Ireland,
Yep.
Paris,
Yep.
Italy.
Yep.
Is that it? Yeah.
Yeah.
We did all that. We went and saw the Harry Potter worlds. We did a Harry
sets of
Potter experience.
Yeah, that was fun.
We did a bunch of food tours.
The food tours. That is the best way to explore a new country
Mhm.
is go on a food tour.
A food tour. We went to Budweiser.
What?
And-
No, Guinness.
Oh, sorry, Guinness. We
Budweiser is not
went
in
to
Ireland.
Guinness. Saw a castle.
Yeah,
We did a lot.
Mhm.
I mean, for under that much money, and we flew nicer than economy. Actually,
we
I
did.
don't know if that's no. We did.
Yeah, not first class.
No.
We don't have that kind
But
of money.
all for under $5,000, and that included the cost of food we ate there. I'm pretty sure.
Really?
Yeah, I did a really good job. I'm a really good planner, y'all. If you need help planning a trip, I'm your girl. I'm all about it. But yeah, so I would go on a trip because I think I could plan a really, really fun trip for $5,000. Truly.
Where would you go?
We've been to a lot of places. The question comes to, do you want to go back to a place that you've been to, or do you want to try somewhere new?
I don't want to go anywhere. But where would you want to go?
I would probably, it's such a hard question. I really want to go to Iceland to see the Northern Lights, but I learned recently that you can see the Northern Lights in like
Canada?
Scotland.
Scotland?
Yeah.
I'd rather go to Scotland than
Canada.
I've been to Canada.
Yeah. Then Iceland. Yeah, I think I would probably take another European trip. I love London so much. I would just want to stay there for a bit, but I would probably do like Scotland, go back to Brussels or to Belgium because we loved Belgium, and then probably see other parts in that area, but not all the way to Russia.
I'm going to throw something out there to you.
What?
I think you go to Egypt.
I would. I'm just so scared.
Yeah, but all of this is made up world, remember?
Yeah, I would go to Egypt. I would see the pyramids. It's like a bucket list item for me is to see the pyramids and to go to the Valley of the Kings and to like really see all that stuff because I'm a nerd for Egyptian things. It's weird. History.
I can always tell people
It's
I
so
don't want to
interesting.
go, but I think in reality I do, and I'm
Yeah.
just in denial.
Yeah. I know that's true because you have a good time anytime we go on a trip. You always hate it leading up to it, but as soon as we're there, you're like, this is great. This is fun. You have moments where you hate it, but that's just life.
Denial?
But I
Thank
get it
you.
now. It took me a long time. I was like, yes, he's saying we should go on a trip. This is so great.
No, I've never had $5,000 in my life, so
Oh my
we're
gosh.
never ever going to Egypt. How about Greece?
Oh, I go to Greece. I've never been. You have.
I went with my mom
Yeah, I go to Greece
when I was in middle school.
and see all the places out there. Yeah, I want to go somewhere new,
Yeah, me too.
but then maybe also end back up in like London.
Yeah,
Everyone speaks the same language. It's kind of a nice place to be.
it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice. Is that the last of the Would You Rather?
That is the last of my would you rathers. I
That's
mean,
fun.
well, yeah, I have.
Thank goodness we didn't save that for the last
'Cause
episode.
it's fun.
And it was a lot.
Yeah, I know.
I loved it. Thanks for making something, babe.
You're welcome. Do you like my fun facts that I sprinkled in there?
I did like them.
They were good, huh?
Well, we have some time for stories. Can I tell you a few stories?
Of course.
All right, I have 3.
Okay.
We'll see how many we get through.
Okay.
Here we go. I guess that whole time I could have been picking up the iPad,
Yeah, that's okay.
but I didn't for the sake of YouTube.
That's okay. While you're looking at that, I can. You guys see our new? We got new decorations.
New decor.
Aren't they cute? They're so cute. It's a disco ball.
It's a disco mushroom.
It's a disco mushroom,
We have 3, but
but only 2 fit here.
we didn't want to put all of them on there. Okay.
The little things.
You ready for the
Yeah.
first one?
Mm-hmm.
All right. The headline is Florida village terrorized by peacocks plans to use vasectomies to solve the problem.
Peacocks are mean. I just need everybody to know. Everybody to know. Peacocks are a mean bird.
Katy Perry tried to warn us.
Yeah. Well,
No, she
No.
was pro
yeah.
peacock.
So they're how are they going to solve the problem? I'm sorry. I was like, peacocks are mean.
You're like, finally, an opportunity
They're
to
pretty,
hate on
but they're
peacocks.
mean.
So this headline is tricky because it's kind of twofold. It's Florida village terrorized by peacocks.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
But even more interesting is their plan to stop them is by using vasectomies to stop the spread of the population.
So how many? I mean, you have to find a lot of vets in order to do that.
Well, good news. They partnered with one. Just one.
How many?
Okay, let me tell you the story. Okay, so the village of Pinecrest is
one.
planning to use vasectomies to help solve the issue of its overwhelming number of peacocks in their community.
Okay.
The local police commissioner said, I know everyone sees them and they're like, oh, they're so beautiful. But when you have a pack of 20 squawking peacocks at 3 a.m, it gets a little annoying.
And they're mean.
And my wife thinks they're mean. The peacocks are going around in packs,
Ugh.
herds, in murders of...
Is it called a pack?
That's what the article said.
Okay.
They're going around in packs, terrorizing the town by damaging vehicles, homes, and even attacking residents.
Mean.
The commissioner said when the peacocks see their reflection in cars and windows, they attack it. They get on top of the roof, and because it's their mating season, they're very aggressive and protective of their nests.
Mean.
So we've got mean peacocks terrorizing a town in, of course, Florida.
Dang.
And it says the city is going to be partnering with a vet to give the peacocks vasectomies to control the population, but there's no word on how they're going to be catching these gigantic birds. That's what I'm interested in.
I want to know how they're going to catch it. They're mean and they're going to attack you. Don't wear a mirror, and you shouldn't have any of that stuff.
In case you were thinking about wearing a mirror,
I'm just saying you shouldn't,
don't.
because obviously they're going to attack it. But how do you catch them?
They're
Not small.
No, you've made that very clear.
I said they're mean. But they're not small.
They're large birds.
Yeah, they're large birds.
I can only imagine that it's like a neighborhood watch situation, and they have those those blowguns, those. And so people are just like tranking them, chloroforming them, like the old medicine.
Oh my gosh.
Call that.
For asthma.
I don't know how you're going to catch these birds, and how one vet is going to vasectomize a number of birds that wasn't described, but was enough that it's terrorizing an entire town.
I don't like peacocks. So
Like you can't even get through the story.
I can't. They're mean. And this story proves my point.
But are they
mean
big?
birds. They are mean, big birds.
They're big birds. They're mean.
But they're not to be confused with Big Bird.
No.
He's not mean. But these
Yeah.
birds are big, mean birds.
Okay. You ready for the next one?
We should have a follow-up. I want to know how they caught them. I want to know if it solves the problem. I want to
Look.
know if a hurricane knocks them out. Who knows?
I'll be honest with you. I'm good at putting stuff together. Not great at following up. I'm a starter, not a finisher.
I know that about you.
But if someone wants to send in the follow-up, I will gladly read it.
Mom, Melody. Just kidding.
Okay, next story.
Okay.
And this one was wild in a different way
Okay.
for me. The headline is, Eggo's Brunch-in-a-Jar marries booze with brunch. A little confusing.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, it's a little confusing because
Okay.
it all sounds good-ish.
Okay.
Eggo's as an Eggo apostrophe S, like theirs. Eggo's Brunch-in-a-Jar marries booze with brunch. Let me explain.
Are they putting booze and Eggos in a jar? Did I nail it?
How silly of you to think they would be doing something so simple.
Okay.
Eggo Waffles is partnered with a distilling company to create what they're calling the perfect brunch drink. It's called the Eggo Brunch-in-a-Jar Appalachian Sippin' Cream. I kid you not, that's the name.
No.
One more time. The Eggo Brunch-in-a-Jar Appalachian Sippin' Cream. Sippin', no G.
Sipping.
And the taste is meant to highlight all the flavors found at a typical brunch, including bacon,
Okay.
syrup,
Okay.
butter,
Okay.
and of course, Eggos. Now, keep in mind,
Bacon,
this
syrup,
is a drink.
butter, Eggos. Is it boozy?
Yes, it's 40 proof. We have a bottle of moonshine in our home. It is 40 proof. Eggo is making a 40 proof.
I mean, if it tastes like that moonshine, it probably tastes pretty good.
No, because it doesn't taste like that moonshine. It tastes like bacon, syrup, butter, and Eggo waffles.
I know, but I'm saying if they can, that brand in particular is really good at flavors.
It is absolutely
Can we get
undrinkable.
it?
Let me show you.
Oh,
This is what it looks like.
it's fake.
It's not.
This is 100% fake.
It is not.
There's no way.
Okay, hold on. Packaging looks good.
Yeah.
Here's the actual drink, though. That looks disgusting.
Where's that little mini Eggo, though? I would eat that.
They sell those.
Okay, we should get some.
A cocktail shouldn't look like this.
I mean,
it looks like a milkshake.
They're putting a new spin on like the espresso martini.
I'm sorry. Are you for this?
No, I'm just curious. I kind of want to try it. Give the people what they want. Does it taste good? Does it taste bad? We can film ourselves doing it. I don't know. I think this is something.
I don't think we can drink on YouTube. I think it's against the rules. And
There's no rules on TikTok.
there are no rules on TikTok. There's rules on TikTok. Look, this actually isn't even the first time that they've partnered with this.
It's not?
No.
I don't think it's that bad.
The article goes on to say the release comes ahead of National Waffle Day, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, I know it's already on everyone's calendars,
When
but
is
if you forgot, August 24th.
Oh.
Duh.
Oh, we'll be
Yeah.
busy that day, but it's
Same day as every year when it comes around.
eating waffles.
So you can get the jar, the Eggo Brunch-in-a-Jar Sip and Cream Liqueur. It's in stores now nationwide at selected retailers. They didn't tell me when or where.
I want to try
out
it.
now.
I'm going to try it and I'm going to tell you guys if it was really good or really bad. But I am going to try this Eggo Appalachian sip and drink. No G.
To prove, we're going to put the G right in it. We've got a spot for it, and we're going to
No.
put the G right
To prove
in
what?
it. To prove that this is real, I feel like I've had the brunch drink now.
Yep, you have.
This is real.
It's real.
I'm my best friend.
You're my best
This is not the
friend.
first time the two brands have teamed up to provide a specialty liqueur. In 2022, Eggo and Sugarlands Distilling Company released the Eggo Nog Appalachian Sip and Cream.
Yeah, that feels better.
That does feel better because
Can I ask what type of alcohol is it?
I don't know
In
what
the
a
sippin'
sippin'
drink.
cream is. It did not specify what type of booze it is. It just said the sipping alcohol, which is 40 proof, is meant to highlight all the typical brunch flavors. I'm going to assume that it's maybe like a vodka, like something very bland as to not disrupt the delicious food flavors.
I want to try it. I 100% want to try this. And I think that you kind of want to try it too. I'll make it all good. I'll put a little piece of bacon in there. I'll do a little Eggo. We'll have Eggos right next to it so we can compare.
dip them.
Yeah.
This is probably a better dipping sauce than it is a drink.
Maybe. Let's try it. I'm serious. I'll give it to you. I'm going to try it.
If enough people tell you to try it, then you can try it. Look,
How many people need to tell me that we can try it for us to be able to try it?
3.
If 3 people text me or SP
100.
or reach out and say 3, he said 3, then we'll try it. 3 people. It's probably my family. That's my family right there.
Yeah. Don't
Plus
text
1.
them. Don't text them.
They're going to listen.
Look, I don't even like drinks that are like spicy.
Uh-huh.
You know, like
Fireball.
Oh, I definitely don't like. I don't like cinnamon, so that's.
Oh, but
out
you're
for
talking
me.
like a. Is it called
A mezcal kind of
a
thing.
mezcal?
Yeah,
That's
or
a
like
smoky,
if
or a
if you have a
michelada, is that what it's
margarita,
called?
a michelada,
Michelada. It has like the
the
stuff on
tahine.
the tahine.
Yeah, I'm not big on spicy drinks. I don't. I mean, I will put the photo up somewhere, but it looks disgusting. It is, and well, I also have an aversion to white liquids.
It looks like butter, melted butter, or like
Who wants
butter
to drink
solidified.
that?
I want to try it. I wish it came in a smaller size because I don't want the whole thing.
The whole jar.
But I do want to try it.
It doesn't say how big the jar is, but I assume it's a normal size.
And here's the deal.
jar.
I just want you to know, I don't think that it's going to be good necessarily. I have high hopes. I'm just curious. I want to try it.
I think.
Look what you started.
I'm actually not drinking alcohol.
Look what you made me do.
Ever again, Taylor.
I doubt it.
Look, sometimes stories lead to great conversations.
Yeah,
Sometimes stories lead to bad
Great taste
decisions.
test.
And
Great taste tests.
I think we're gonna have a great taste test.
Yeah.
We could go back up to was it Bevmo that we went to after the first show?
And see if they have it.
Shout out to the guy who was our checker
He's
at
great.
the Bevmo here.
Oh, what was his name?
We didn't know because he wasn't wearing a name tag.
No, but it was on the receipt. I remember seeing it. Connor.
We're going with Connor.
I don't know.
We
He was
spent
great.
$140 there.
Don't tell the people.
He took $40 off.
Yeah, he did. He was great.
So it was only like, it was less than $100 just because we were nice. Can I tell you something? You will get a lot of cool places in life just by being nice.
Nice and kind.
Nice and kind.
It's kind of your philosophy when it comes to work.
It's
be
it's a part of-
professional and work hard and do your job well, but be nice and kind. People will hire you 10 times more.
The first point in my life philosophy is be kind because it's the right thing to do and you never know who you're talking to.
Yep.
And just do it. Honestly, you can get upgraded seats, upgrade on airplanes, upgraded hotel rooms. You can get 50% off of an order because you're nice.
Yeah, and let's be clear, that's not what it's about. Because
that's not
being
why.
nice and kind to people is just like normal, and that's like a basic human right. I feel like you should treat people kindly, but it's not normal. So people treat you the same way. Back.
Yes, and it's not what it's about. It's about putting positivity and kindness into
100%.
the world. But honestly, it does tend to come back around. My buddy John Homer taught me this. He usually takes a bag of like chocolates, like Ghirardelli
I was going to say
chocolates.
this on flights.
Yeah, go for it.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'll do it
John
then.
did it because I've done this.
Yeah,
and it works.
For some reason, I don't feel comfortable doing it because to me, I feel like it's a little bit too like I'm giving you a gift. And it like I feel like I'm maybe putting an expectation on.
Well, you know, flight
on them.
attendants don't get paid until the doors close and lock.
Are they called flight attendants or stewardesses? I don't know what they're called anymore.
I don't know, but the attendants that attend to you, the people that attend to you on flights.
Yes, those people. We all know what we're talking about.
Steward.
I don't know.
I don't think it's stewardess. I think it's a flight attendant.
I think so too. Anyway,
But they don't get paid until the doors are locked.
that's nuts.
But they still have to. I know they should change that. But it's nice and kind to give them a $5 Starbucks gift card. It's hard to do that because you don't know how many people are on there. I tend to do like a thing of candy or a treat of some sort.
But the reason we heard about it is because John was telling us like he does get free drinks on planes and upgraded seats and all that stuff. So hey, if you're flying somewhere soon, give it a shot.
Give them a box of chocolates or something nice and kind. They appreciate it a lot. They really do. I can tell you this because it's happened to me where I've given flight attendants when traveling alone, like candy, literally, and Ferrero Rocher. I'm pretty sure that's what I got them.
Sure.
But they gave me drinks the whole time.
Yeah.
Like alcoholic beverages the whole time. Nice
So
drinks.
If you're into that,
If you're into that.
that's where you should go.
And it's not about that. They just appreciate it. They
Yeah, of
work
course.
hard.
They do work hard. It is tough.
They deal with crazy people who are not kind.
Look, flying's not fun, period. Imagine if it was your job
Yeah.
to deal with 200 people.
Us. Yeah.
It's pretty tough.
Mhm.
Be nice because it's the right thing to do. And because it sucks to work on an airplane.
Yep.
Okay, last story, and then we're going to get out of here.
Okay.
You're tired. I
Yeah.
can tell. Okay, this is the last one.
Okay.
A plague of drunken raccoons
No.
raiding homes
How do they get drunk?
and killing pets.
Why
I know.
are you ending on this one?
Should have ended on the Eggo one.
Uh huh. retrospect.
Too bad. Here we are.
Okay.
Yeah, so plague of drunken raccoons raiding homes and killing pets. German homeowners are facing repair bills of over $10,000 due to
Oh
a
my
plague
gosh.
of invasive raccoons with a taste for German beer that destroyed their kitchens and even killed treasured house pets.
Oh.
The German, we all know this. The Germany's National Hunting Association, the DJV, we know them, say that it killed. This is a little bit of, if you're a vegan, a vegetarian, or an animal lover, I'm just giving you the facts. I'm not condoning the actions. Says it killed a record 200,000 raccoons last year.
That's a lot.
In an attempt to control the population. I'm sure they're not
They're
just
fighting
shooting
back.
them on the street. They are, like the orca whales.
100%.
I think that nature is trying to kill us
Yeah.
because we've taken advantage of it.
We have.
Because we think we're the coolest life forms.
We're not.
We're like, we will eat the animals. We will.
Octopuses are octopi
Octopi?
are the coolest animal.
Those are the coolest animals.
Yeah, 100%.
And probably aliens.
Probably, but the coolest animal by far.
I agree. The
Yeah.
camouflage,
Yeah.
nothing gets close. Chameleons, cool, but
They can regenerate their tentacles, can't they?
I don't think
It
so.
gets cut off.
But they have an individual brain for
They
each
can
of their
grow,
tentacles.
They can grow it back. We
I'll have to-
literally watched that happen.
Watch My Octopus Teacher if you haven't
So great.
on Netflix. It's great. So these are just fun facts. They might be fun fake facts, but they're fun facts. That they have a brain, but they also have an individual brain for
I'm
each
pretty sure
arm.
it grew back because I don't
probably
want
right.
spoilers, but got
Don't
it.
spoil it. But an octopus in this did lose an arm.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure it grew back.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
It's a little baby arm.
Yeah.
A little baby octopi
Yeah,
arm.
it was so cute. You should watch it. It was great.
Anyway, so they
was
they
sad.
put down 200,000
That's
raccoons
insane.
to control the population, which was up from less than 10,000 2 decades ago. So that's 20 years ago, but it's gone from less than 10,000 to over 200,000 that they've needed to control the population.
Well, at least it's in Germany.
At least it's in Germany. A German
Don't come here.
newspaper. Well, we have raccoons here too.
I know, but not like that.
German newspaper said these animals, which are so cute at first sight, have become a plague in some parts of the country. It added, but the problem can no longer be eradicated, so we have to learn to live with them. In less than a century, the species has made Germany its home. That's a story of both success and suffering. This is the newspaper.
That's crazy.
They've
given up.
come into terms with it.
How many pets were killed?
It didn't say.
That's such a sad thing.
At least one. Or otherwise, they probably couldn't
I'm so
write it.
sorry.
And then the last thing on this is I want to make sure I say this right. Berthold Langerhorst. I'm pretty sure I named that.
We can.
From the nature organization, I'm going to say it's Naboo, N-A-B-U.
Okay.
That's a planet in Star Wars, I think.
Okay.
Says that raccoons are funny and clever, and they like beer. He describes how he recently watched them knocking beer bottles over at a lake to get at the liquid inside.
That's crazy.
That's right. So drunk packs of raccoons are terrorizing Germany. Vicious packs of peacocks are terrorizing Florida.
Somebody's playing Jumanji here in the California.
No doubt. Earthquakes, hurricanes,
What's next?
spiders.
Yeah. Tarantulas.
You guys, the world's going crazy.
It's crazy.
But we're going to be here every week telling you about it
Yep.
and having a good time.
Yep.
So before we wrap up, you got anything you're looking forward to this week?
Yeah. Nothing I can talk about, but everything I'm excited. I'm just kidding.
Well, tell me about the thing that you can't talk
No,
about.
I have some fun events coming up that I can't particularly talk about, but I will be able to talk about shortly, hopefully within the next month or so. So I'm really excited to bring you guys into what I get to do with my business. So I'm excited about that. Currently planning a trip to Disney World
Yeah.
with some of our good friends, which has been really fun. So we have the hotel, we have our tickets, we have the plane flights, we know the dates. We just got to figure out what we want to do. So if you have any suggestions, let us know. We are going to all 4 parks. I'm most excited about Epcot. We'll be there for the 100th anniversary, which means yummy, 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 yummy food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are the
And
things.
Brooklyn's going back to school, and I think I'm excited about that because I know she's going to be excited. She does better with structure.
She does.
And
I'll be honest about that. I'm a little bit bummed.
yeah. Summer's been really fun.
Summer's been really fun. And I don't know if you've ever talked to somebody who has 50-50 custody of their kid, but it's in some ways it's helpful because you get to live a very like solo life half the time.
Yeah.
but you also only get half the time with your kid, which
Yeah.
is the crappy part of it. So like our summers was, instead of being, let's say 8 weeks, it was 4, or instead of being 10 weeks, it was 5, whatever it was. And so I'm really grateful. And I think we talked about this on one of the episodes before. I'm so grateful that our work really slowed down in the summer, because we spent almost every single day with her.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, I had to fly obviously this week, but almost every single day. We had an awesome summer,
Yeah.
great time in the pools and at the beach. We didn't take any vacations,
No.
but I'm sure we'll get around to that. But I am bummed because Brooklyn is like, she's my buddy. Like, I understand that I'm her dad, I'm not her friend, but we are also like just so close
Yeah.
and so
It's
tight.
very sweet.
It is one of my favorite relationships in my whole life. And so I'm bummed to lose out on having
Yeah.
the time from, going from like, we'd wake up at 7 or 7:30 and then, she'd be in bed at 8 or 9. Like, it's a whole day. It's so fun for me. And I know
Yeah.
not everybody feels that way about their kids. We have a blast. And to go from now having to get her up for school and then picking her up at like 3-ish and then maybe getting some time after homework, it's a big change. So I'm
Yeah.
going to be bummed about that. But
And
it's all
soccer
part of
here
life.
soon too.
Here's the thing, is like, I'm doing my best as a parent not to be bummed out about the times that have gone away.
Yeah.
Like so many people are like, it goes fast, which it does, but I don't want to I don't want to be missing when she was so young. I had that time and it was so beautiful. I love celebrating as she continues to grow and become more and more of who she is.
Yeah.
But I am bummed to lose out on some of the time, but I'm very excited for her to be going into this new grade at school. She really thrives with other kids her age. So I'm excited for her, but bummed about the time.
Yeah.
I know
get that.
we can't talk too much about the event that you're doing coming up, but we haven't even really talked too much about what you do as the owner of a photo activation company.
Yeah. We can't really talk about anything. We can't talk about time frames. We can't talk
No.
about any of
We're
that
not going to
stuff.
talk about any of that kind of stuff.
But I own a photo booth activation company, which obviously, but I
Yes.
have some pretty cool things that we do with the photo booth as like we do basic things like just a glam booth or like a
Selfie booth.
selfie booth where you can take pictures to like really fun things. That's which I'm doing for one of these events coming up here, which we call photos in motion. So if you can think about like a GIF, which is multiple pictures, and you take them, they animate them, and they cycle through them in like a video. I do that, but you print it out and you put it in a frame, and then you can see 2 different photos in one print.
Yeah.
We call it photos in motion.
It's kind of like a holographic card or something like
Yeah.
that when you grew up as a kid, but it's photos of you in the photo booth in actual emotion.
Yeah.
It's really kind of crazy.
So it's really fun. So that's kind of what I do. I do some other stuff too.
You do slow motion booths. You do like
Yeah.
tons of different activations.
Yeah, there's
and
tons of
booths.
stuff in there, but I'm getting to do some of these fun ones for a really cool event. I think it's cool. So I'm really, really excited about that.
That's going to be really fun. And I'm sure at some point when the NDA is off, we can talk about it. But I'm really excited about that. It's going to be very fun. School starting up. Those are kind of the big things.
Yeah.
That's kind of it.
Mhm.
And we're excited to keep doing the show
Yep.
every single week in your ear holes. This week, twice in 1 week.
Yeah.
You believe
So you're
that?
welcome.
We're giving you so much content.
Just kidding.
All right.
We hope you guys have a great week. Don't
Yeah.
forget to send us your thoughts, opinions, emails. I guess you'd be sending us an email, but thoughts, opinions, questions, comments, concerns.
Compliments.
Yeah. Compliments to hardly working fans. That's plural with an S at gmail.com. Hardly working fans. And follow each of us on Instagram.
Sure.
You can find us.
Yeah, I'm SEAN, Sean Patrick DJ.
I'm just Kelly McGillicuddy. I think
Good
it's Kelly
luck with
dot
that.
McGillicuddy.
Good luck finding
Good luck.
that.
Well, follow us. Check out what we're doing, what we're up to.
Like it, subscribe, share with your friends, all the stuff, all the blah, blah, blah. We love you guys.
We
Thank
love
you
you
for
guys.
watching, and I love you.
And I love you.
Okay, I'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye.